Killer Mike Grammy Run Part 2, baby. Killer Mike just dropped his brand new album, Michael, in the mighty Midnight Revival, Songs for Sinners and Saints. That's a lot of alliteration. We're about to talk about song by song whether this album is good or not, as well as the Grammy potential of it. But without further ado, get your cranberry juice and your Cheerios, and let's get right into this video. We're gonna start this off by talking about this album cover, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's that interesting. I don't know if it's like maybe like a nod to something that's like super like interesting, but I'm not a big fan of this album cover to start off, as well as the name, bro. This is like a 50 syllable super ultimate album name, and I feel bad for the Grammys if they have to actually say this if he ends up winning another Grammy somehow. But we're gonna talk about that, by the way, because last year, bro, 2023, Utopia also dropped, and I personally think that Travis Scott deserved the Grammy with Utopia. But with that being said, a lot of people always complain about the Grammys being a popularity contest, and the second that Killer Mike won, everybody's like, oh man, who's Killer Mike? I can't believe Killer Mike won all that. This is the guy from Run the Jewels, bro. Like, Run the Jewels is a very, very known rap duo, and he's a very big part of that, bro. They have tons of incredible music. They're bringing back old hip-hop music, bro. All the old heads love him. A lot of people love him, and it's fair enough, bro. Killer Mike low-key deserved a Grammy a lot further back in his career, and it's a beautiful thing that he's able to get one now, and I appreciate it. But to a certain extent, because I mean, honestly, Utopia was an incredible album. But this album, in my opinion, is definitely not going to win a Grammy. A lot of people at the Grammys were probably like shaking in their boots off the backlash that they got for having Killer Mike win Album of the Year. And yeah, bro, it's really interesting. I think that this album, though, is still pretty good. We're going to start about this first song, Bussin' Bricks intro, and he starts off hot, bro. Whenever I see intro in the name, I'm not expecting anything crazy, but Killer Mike started this, went 0 to 100 really fast, crazy flows on here, and arguably one of the best songs on the album was the intro, even though he had the word intro in it. Normally, I'll see intro, I'm thinking to myself like it's gonna be like a small skit or something like that, like a 30-second intro, but he really went ham on that intro. Next, we have Nobody Knows, which was probably the best song on the album by a lot here. I love the production on here, and yeah, a lot of this album is actually kind of like a gospel rap album actually, which I think is incredibly interesting. But Anthony Hamilton did his thing, and overall just the flows on the song are absolutely incredible. Next, we have the single on the album, which was Humble Me, and it was okay, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it was not like the best song ever, but it was still a pretty good song. I think it kept a decent amount of excitement through this track list. And then we get to a kind of boring song, Higher Level. I think it's interesting, but after a while, Killer Mike's voice starts to get a little bit repetitive, I'm not gonna lie. But I can appreciate the flows that he has and the overall emphasis that he puts in every single lyric, bro. It's like he's trying to like have like a bar for every single lyric. Like he's trying to drop a bar everything he says. But I mean, for the most part, he did a pretty good job there. And I wouldn't say the song Higher Level is a complete miss, but I think it's definitely closer to a miss. Exit 9 featuring Offset and Blast is also really good. Blast is just a crazy feature artist, bro. He's like everywhere, bro. Like you won't even realize how many radio songs he's on until you start hearing them, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that's that guy? That's crazy. Unbelievable. But then we have Lord Prepare Me with Belly Gang Cushington, Jane Hand, and the feature list is like, there's too long of a feature list here, so it doesn't show everybody, but I'm not gonna lie, it was not the best song. I think it was a little bit too much going on here. But with that being said, it continues on a kind of spiral here with Slumber for Junkies, and normally when I see a 10-minute song, I'm really excited to see if it's gonna be like a really beautiful introspective song. And don't get me wrong, it definitely tried to be a little bit more interesting or really interesting, and some people are gonna love this song. I can tell some people are gonna love this song, but I personally thought it was low-key a little bit boring, and I hate to say that, but it's just like 10 minutes of this, and it wasn't that crazy of like an introspective. Like, it needs to be incredibly interesting for you to have a 10-minute song, and I don't think the song's bad by any means, but I don't think it was enough in my opinion. Had to Get It also I did not like that much. But then we get off with the 97 3-6 freestyle. I thought the song has some pretty great flows. I really enjoyed this song, and I always get excited when I see the word freestyle, because I know it's not like off the top of the head, but it's still like, you know, it's interesting, it's a little fun, you know. I hope my subtitles got that name right. My subtitles are probably going crazy right now. But with that being said, the last song on here is Still Talking That SHIT with Key Glock and Project Pat, and oh my, is this song incredible. I think if not the second song on the album being the best, I think that this is the best song on the album. Key Glock is absolutely incredible. Killer Mike is absolutely incredible. Project Pat, absolutely inspirational, and I think that Project Pat is just that guy, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we are in Week of Conflicted. I'm gonna be uploading for the next 6 days, bro. I did this like 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember it, but it's gonna be super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the next 6 videos that come out for the next 6 days. And I seen JPEG Mafia's album. I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm a little bit mixed opinions on it. I think it was really good though, for the most part, but it's like hard for me to get into JPEG Mafia, if that makes sense. Navy Blue dropped an album I thought was pretty good. Kanye West did not drop the album as expected. I don't know if he's gonna. And I have a lot prepared for the future. With that being said though, here's my socials. I love you all very much. I'm Conflicted, and I'm out. Peace.